Ladies and gentlemen, we're back here at the Inspiration Podcast. As promised, we're going to have legends every single episode. Our guest today needs no introduction. You know him from Machete. You know him as a badass. You know him from his incredible restaurants. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only, the living legend, Danny Trejo.
Wow.
Happy to be here today, bud.
Thank you, man. God bless you.
Hey everyone, Black Oxygen, Danny Trejo right here. Thank you so much for having us over today, Danny. The new Inspiration Podcast episode is coming soon. A lot of inspirational moments, right, Danny?
Hey, unbelievable. Thank you so much. And I'm really glad to share my life with you. How about that over there? That's Jessica Alba. We were on the Circle Liquor. Yeah, in 1961. And then that one there, Dale's Market. I robbed it, my uncle robbed it. That's my daughter.
Yeah, that's awesome.
The Black Oxygen Inspiration Podcast is sponsored by Black Oxygen Bangin' Barbecue Sauce. Makes your taste buds sing. Order it now at blackoxygenmusic.com.
Danny, to get this rolling, when you were age 10, 15, could you have imagined where you'd be today, sitting here right now, where you've made such a beautiful impact to the world, across the world, inspiring people?
No, I couldn't imagine I was ever getting out of my neighborhood. You know, I mean, that was the extent of my world. And growing up, I think the only trip I ever made was to juvenile hall,
Yeah.
and then camp. I went all the way to Pomona, and then youth authority. I went all the way to Chino, and then did a lot of traveling, going to prison. Went to San Francisco, which is San Quentin. Sacramento, which is Folsom, and
Wow.
just that was the amount of
That was all it was. Yeah.
And it was just it's the way I grew up. That's the way everybody grew up. I didn't.
Just what you know when you know.
No
You grew
plans,
Yeah.
You grew up right around here in Pacoima as well, right?
I started out on Temple Street in Echo Park, and and I got in trouble, and they sent me to Texas, and
Right.
I stayed in Texas. And when I came back, I was 13 years old. My mom and dad had bought a house here, and I guess they kind of tried to buy it to keep me out of trouble. But,
Yeah.
Went from a fire, the frying pan to the fire.
Yeah.
After all these years, what inspires you to, I watch you on social media and stuff. What inspires you to keep, working so hard every single day and keep on going,
My job. I kind of, turning point in my life was like 1968, and I kind of made a deal with God. You say you can't make a deal, you can, as long as you keep it.
Right.
And I just said, let me die with dignity, and I'll say your name every day, and I'll do whatever I can for my fellow inmate. I said inmate because I never thought I was getting out of prison.
Yeah.
And by the grace of God, I got out August 23rd, 1969, and I've been keeping my end of the deal, and he's been keeping his. I asked him a couple of weeks ago, God, how am I doing? He said, you're almost out of hell. Keep it up, Dan. I did a lot of bad.
Yeah, it's so inspiring, and us being musicians and is growing and going to the top as well. We've had many talks is using our platform as well to inspire others. And we have this new song and video, New Heights, and it's really inspirational. And what's a song that or an artist that's maybe your favorite artist, or a song that has inspired you to turn on when you want to feel good and or maybe something?
God, I used to sing Heaven Must Be Missing an Angel. I used to sing it to my daughter when she was a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've always just loved that song. I started a record label, and
I saw
Go to the barber, right? I got him to sing it, and the two girls, Tara and Amora, backing him up. So we dropped an album called Trejo Soul Collection, and
Oh, no way.
it's doing pretty good, you know. So
That's awesome.
I love music. You know, music is like, you know, it's, I don't know, it's
It inspires on all levels. You know,
it's just
people.
unbelievable. I
Yeah,
mean,
just-
you're in a bad mood, man. You know, it's funny because when I was in prison, I remember this guy would always come up to the meetings and say, you know, have a nice day, have a nice day. And I, you know, you keep talking about that have a nice day shit. You know, I can tell you what's going to happen next Wednesday, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's will try something different. Wake up in the morning and sing Zippity Doo-Dah. I said, they'll send me back to Vacaville, you know, the nut house.
Yeah.
But I woke up in the morning and I sang Zippity Doo.
Yeah. Got you going?
Can't do it without laughing.
Yeah,
you know?
for
And
sure.
and then it got to the point to where people thought I was nuts because I'd walk across the prison yard going, Mr. Bluebird's on my shoulder. That's actually. And it's
that's
just,
awesome.
I do that now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I do that now. And it's
Yeah.
like, it's just, what does it do? It's like, you know, you can't have two thoughts in your head at one time, you know. So if you're singing silly ass song, it's like all of a sudden you're not in the place that you were.
Exactly.
you
It's
know?
like
Yeah.
transports
And
you.
you've just
changes way
changed the
you feel.
future. And it's like the future's right now.
Yeah.
And the future's right now. You know, and we look at
Absolutely.
the future as like 2 months. No, it's right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so
Constantly.
Yeah, I feel
Moving
like
into it.
every day when I wake up, it's like, what can I do to work hard to be a better person, to help
it.
someone else out? And
That's it.
and at the end of the day, I ask myself, did I do everything I could? And that's, you know, every day when I finish the day, I could say I have, and that's what you know is inspiring. Whether it's you know someone that helped them with their music, or a fan that comes up and is like, hey, you know, could I have a photo? Because those type of things, you know, it might not seem like for entertainers, people like us, that it might be a big deal, but to someone, it might make
said it.
their year.
you said it. It's so funny. It's like I've seen actors that don't like giving autographs.
I've
and
seen
giving people-
that too.
And for me,
Yeah.
that's my damn job.
Yeah,
exactly.
What a blessing.
Yeah.
What a blessing it is to make somebody's day
Yeah.
signing a piece of paper, taking
Yeah.
a picture. And it's like people, you know, I've had people like in Luxembourg or Germany or wherever
Yeah.
say, man, you know what, you gave me an autograph, man, it's in my office.
Yeah.
You know, 2 years ago. And,
Exactly.
You know, so it's
Meant
like,
a lot.
what a blessing.
That's awesome.
And
Yeah.
that's the
awesome.
blessing that the good Lord's given us. It's like, here, you know what, yeah, okay, you go ahead and be in the movies and shit, but this is what you got to do.
Yeah, yeah.
And my mom told me that. It's
Yeah.
funny because I came out of CVS, I just bought some Maalox for my stomach, and about 8 kids, hey, Mr. Joe, please. And I signed pictures, I took pictures and signed up. And I one day I got in the car and I said, damn, Mom, I didn't want to do that, but I didn't know how to say no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She says, you can't say no. I said, what do you mean? She said,
That's right.
she says, if you don't want to sign autographs, be a plumber. I mean, coming from my mom, right?
Yeah.
And what are you talking about? She says, you think God made you actors that could be, ooh.
Right.
No, he made it so you could sign every autograph, take every picture, and then say, God bless you.
Speaking of your mom,
That's a great perspective.
what do you think some of the best advice she ever gave you was?
That one right there,
That
for
one?
one. But, you know, me and my mom had a terrible relationship for years. You know, my dad married my mom to take care of me, but my mom didn't really like kids,
Gotcha.
you know, so it was like, and we just couldn't get along
Sure.
for years till about, my dad passed away. Me and my mom didn't talk for about 3 years. And it's funny because Max and Mario, one of the guys living with Mario Castillo, they would stop by and see how she was doing. They would, and I did, and all of a sudden,
Yeah.
the last 2 years of her life, we became really close.
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
great.
really, really close. You know, and so
Love to see that.
my friends have had to do with the people around me have had to do with a lot of my life. You know, and that's people say I don't know what's wrong with it. You know, my mom used to say, you know what, show me who your friends are and I'll tell you what you're doing.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
And all my friends are all about helping, staying clean, staying sober, and helping other people.
Yeah. The best type of people to be around.
And I was curious too, you know, because it might help someone else out there in the world that's watching this, you know, that's struggling like with, addiction or drugs, what is something that might help someone that's watching, that's like the day that you decided to become sober, and the moment, the day, what happened, something special, like with it, you're like, okay, I'm putting my foot down, I'm turning it around for the better forever.
Well, I tried getting sober like 3 different times, and just never gave up. And then in Soledad, 1968, it's like, that's what I'm done, man. I was hooked on heroin in the pen. I was drinking, and it was like I went to the hole. And that's it, man. It's like what is that? I'm 24 years old. My life's over, and I've wasted. I've wasted. And so when I made that deal, I've been sober and clean since 1968, and my life has just gotten better.
Yeah.
And I'm absolute proof that it works. All I got to do is stay clean and sober, do whatever I can for my fellow man, and my life gets better. It's like God gives us these gifts. I had this little singer, and I put her in detox like 3 times, right?
Yeah.
And she, last time I put it, don't give up on me, Danny. I won't give up on you, Mia. But God's going to take away that gift he gave. He gives us gifts.
Yeah.
It's like people think that, well, I learned how to play the guitar. No, you didn't. It's like you had that ability. God gave you, and you just, you just used it. And it's like the same thing. People have this. I got Tara and Amanda. It's unbelievable.
I checked. Tara has a beautiful voice.
Unbelievable, man.
Sure.
Amanda sounds like Selena.
Oh, wow.
In fact,
didn't you guys have a concert? I clicked on your Instagram. Did you guys have a little? Was Tara performing at?
Oh yeah, she performed all the
cool.
time. And it's funny because we went to we were trying to get in to see the kids that were in Pomona. All the immigrant kids that put them out, because it was a real like political what do you call it, volleyball. Nobody wanted to mess with them because parents had literally dropped them on this side of the border,
right?
And everyone, well, that was unreal. Well, people don't understand. They're at war in Mexico.
Right.
I know everybody talking about Ukraine, but we're in war in Mexico with the cartels. They're snatching up the kids and sending them to Iraq, Iran, Russia. And so it's like the parents are saying, I can't help you here. So we had them all in Pomona. We were trying to get in, and nobody wanted to help us. So I called Governor Newsom, because he's helped me a couple of times. And he said, well, hang on here. Call this guy. I'm going to call him. I called him, and bang, bang, bang. And all of a sudden, we were in Pomona.
Wow.
And the girls were singing. The ladies that were taking care of them said, these kids haven't smiled since they've been here. They're in a different country. They can't speak the language.
That's gotta be scary.
And Amora started singing. The girls started jumping up. Say, oh my God, it's Selena. And they were like all singing Como la Flor, Selena's song. And I mean, the ladies
amazing.
were crying.
Yeah.
It was just unbelievable. And that's the same thing happened in Long Beach.
That's beautiful, incredible. Too, how you have a platform, too, where you could help an artist like that and get them heard, where maybe they wouldn't be heard. But I think that's awesome.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's amazing.
We got it going. I love it. I love doing it. We've been going. We sold out Pomona. We did the Fresno Fair, sold that out. We were in every place. Everybody's gone.
Yeah,
that's amazing. I'd love to hear that.
If you guys ever need an artist, let us know. We'd love it. Charity, perform, help inspire, and do everything for a good cause. When you got your first role, what describe that day that you got the call. What led up to that, and what made that happen? What was that magic moment?
Everything good that's happened to me has happened as a direct result of helping someone else. Everything. Mm-hmm. And I was working with this one kid who got me to be an extra. He said, let's go do this. So he signed with this place and ended up going. He called me one night, said, I'm down here, man, come down. trying to stay clean, and he had 108 days, and he said this is 1985, so cocaine was like rampant
everywhere.
It was like everybody. You know, on movie sets, they had it on.
Right.
You walk into a trailer. It's like,
I've heard about
the production
things.
area. Do this, and so I just went down to kind of hang out with him, and I walked on, and I never forget. I run into this guy named Eddie Bunker, and Eddie Bunker was a prolific writer, unbelievable writer, right? And I was in San Quentin with this guy, man.
Okay.
And we looked at each other, and Eddie said, "What are you doing here, Danny?" I said, "They're gonna give me $50 for acting like a convict." And we both laughed because we'd been doing that for free all our life.
Right.
And he goes, "Yeah." I said, "What are you doing here?" He said, he had adapted the screenplay. He was a writer, right?
Oh, very cool.
And he said, "Danny, you still boxing?" Because he saw me win the lightweight and the welterweight title up in Quentin. I go, "Hell no, I'm 40 years old. I train, you know. Can't get hit in the head no more."
Yeah, for sure.
He says, "We need somebody to train one of the actors how to box." And I said, "What's it pay?" Because they were giving me $50 for acting like a convict. And he says, $320 a day.
Straight cash.
And when he said that, I said, "How bad you want this guy beat up?" I thought he was mad and wanted to kick somebody's ass. Like, shit, I'd have done it for another $50.
Right.
And I started training Eric Roberts how to box for
That's
a movie
awesome.
called Runaway Train.
That's awesome.
And Andre Kozlowski asked Eric, and Eric said, "Yeah, I'll fight him. Because I was showing him how to box. And so Andre I'll never forget, Andre comes up and says, "You be in Russian Aristocrat," his first movie in America.
Mm-hmm.
"You be in movie. You fight Eric in movie. And you be my friend." And he said that, well, if you got a prison background, you don't like people saying, "You be my friend."
Sure.
What the fuck does that mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I looked at him, and he kissed me on one cheek, kissed me on the other cheek, and walked away. I remember telling Eddie, "Look, I'm gonna train the kid for $320, but if I gotta kiss that old man, you better give me more money." And Eddie said, "No, he's European." You know, I didn't know. I didn't know they kissed.
I don't know
and
about
so
that. Yeah.
He said, "Wait, when you realize what that old man did for you right now, you'll come and wash his back." I swear to God, I would have. When he gave me that SAG card, my whole life changed.
I'm sure.
And even nowadays, for new actors, like that SAG card is the ticket.
But still,
the ticket in.
You know what? It's like so unreal. It's like I went from "Hey you" to "Mr. Trejo, would you like some coffee?" I mean, it's,
Right.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
And from there on, for 3 years, I played mean guy, Mexican guy, bad guy, tattoo guy. I thought it was cool. Every movie I walked on, take off your shirt, take off your shirt.
God.
The first film that I did, I actually, I got to wear a suit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I played an Italian guy and Art Sanella, and I was with Charles Bronson.
Oh,
and
wow.
I didn't have to show my tattoo. It wasn't about my tattoo or it was about me. you
Yeah,
know?
for sure.
I love everyone that's watching too. I think I love all your movies, and I love when you start all the cool parts you got. But I think in cinema, cinema geeks out there, there's something special and beautiful about the death scene in the movie Heat. I thought that Heat, that's just such a badass lineup. Talk about that and getting that role. What was the day like when you got the phone call?
Well, you know what's strange is me and Eddie Bunker went on the set of Heat as armed robbery consultants.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I ran into Michael Mann, and I had done a movie called Camarena Drug Wars with Michael Mann, but he didn't recognize me. He said, "Hey, Gilbert." Gilbert was my uncle. He met my uncle in Folsom.
I saw in the film you got little Gilbert out.
No, this is Big Gilbert. This is his dad.
I know, yeah.
And I said, no, I'm Danny. And yeah. He's where's Gilbert? I said, Gilbert passed away, and he died of an overdose. Because when Michael Mann was doing a movie called The Jericho Mile in Folsom, he had to get the president of the Mexican Union in Folsom to say, okay, they can work.
Gotcha.
You know? And
yeah.
the guys, the power. And so him and my uncle became friends. And so he thought I was Gilbert when he saw me. And he goes, yeah, I told him Gilbert overdosed and died. And, my uncle died with about $4,000 in his pocket, guns all over he's an armed robber and drug. And so it's funny. It was like Michael Mann changed my name 3 times in the movie Heat.
Oh, wow.
And he kept changing it. He said, Danny, every time I look at you, I think of Gilbert. Can I please call you Gilbert Trejo? In the movie Heat, my name is Gilbert Trejo.
Oh, that's cool.
As a homage, I guess, to my uncle.
Yeah, I think that's
really
a
cool.
very, powerful, beautiful.
It's heavy.
Mm-hmm.
My family cried when they seen that movie and saw my name was Gilbert. And then his son, who had gotten in trouble, he was with me till he was like, I helped raise him till he was like 12, I guess, I don't know. And then he went back with his mom, and his mom, he was uncontrollable. He needed a guy.
Sure.
He needed a man. So it wasn't her fault.
Right.
But 3 weeks later, he was in juvenile hall, then went to the pen when he was 16, and did 38 years. And if you look in the law books, me and Mario Castillo got him out. His name is in the law books on a I forget the.
That's incredible.
I forget but right now it's like got about 5,000-6,000 guys that have gotten out of prison using that because you're a different guy. When you commit a crime when you're 16, 17, it's like you're a different man when you're 30, 35.
100%.
Yeah.
Totally. And a lot of the kids that go to prison, they're like 17, 18 years old.
Right.
One of the old convicts, hey kid, you're gonna be my bitch. Yeah. So you stab them, whoop, now you got a murder.
Yeah. Now you're in. Yeah.
And now you're doing
the cycle continues. They just keep you.
So anyway, right now it's like a lot of people are thinking and using Gilbert Trejo for their way out.
Yeah. That's amazing. That's incredible.
I think that's just incredible.
And Scott Butnick is one of the guys that we deal with, and he's just an unbelievable advocate for us. And Tracy Lum, one of the best criminal attorneys for that type of incarceration. So if you got somebody you're trying to get out of prison, talk to Tracy Lum. Wow,
shout out them.
She's gotten Gilbert out. She got my Mario's son out. Both all
amazing.
juveniles.
Yeah, that's wow. That's big work to be doing. That's great.
I've always wondered as you started, because I know you taught yourself acting. When you was there ever someone that you're like, I want to be like that guy, I like how that guy is, or did you kind of use your own past and style, or I didn't know if you had an acting hero. I think growing up.
My uncle was my hero. My Uncle Gilbert, it's like my family consisted of I was the only child. My dad, my mom. My dad had 5 brothers, and they were all workers. They were like just the construction mother, and sweaty and angry, and give me a beer. And the only one, Gilbert was the youngest. So I guess the family, the mom and dad, my grandma, they were already tired of kids. She had 6 girls and 5 boys.
That's a lot of kids.
Gilbert was kind of left on his own. I was the only child, so I was kind of with Gilbert. And the one thing that I try to tell parents is you got to make time for your kids. You got to have time for them. I don't care if you're dirt poor, but you got to give them time. And the one thing that nobody in my family had for me was time, because all the men were busy working construction, come home, I got to work on the house, something. You know what I mean? And I could talk to my mom be on the phone. I'd go, Mom, what the fool? It was angry because you're bothering, Same thing with my dad. My dad would give you a look, I'll kill you, you little son of a bitch. I'm on the phone.
Yeah.
And I would go, Gilbert, and he'd go, hey, hang on. Yeah, what do you want then?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it was just a little thing like that.
Yeah, yeah.
It was like, yeah, this guy, and so I gravitated toward him. He happened to be using marijuana when I was 8, so all of a sudden turned me on to grass. He was always dressed with pleats in his pants and a nice shirt, and he wasn't, he was dealing drugs, so he wasn't like, I didn't know, I just know I wanted that.
Yeah, exactly.
I just know I wanted that. My grandfather was like a tyrant. My grandfather was, I mean, he had to handle 11 kids.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget one time I was doing something and my grandfather started yelling at me and Gilbert. Gilbert was there and he's like, cabrón, chavalo, he was getting ready to hit me. I'm like, I know I'm going to shit my pants. I'm going to, and I'm looking to the side at Gilbert. He's like, he's nodding out.
Man.
And I'm going, fuck. And then my grandfather got so angry that Gilbert went to sleep.
Yeah.
He went into his room. And I stood there and watched him. My God, we were staring death in the face. And my uncle goes to sleep. I want to be like that.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, did he hit us? I'll never forget us. Oh, man. Unbelievable to sleep through an atomic bomb.
Right.
And then when I caught him using drugs, when I caught him using heroin, and I saw that, that's it. That's what I want to do. I want to be able to turn it off. And that was 12. I was 12.
Man, wow.
And it was like...
Most people can't relate to that at all at 12.
I went, well, you know what? But it's so funny. I'm going to tell you something. I go to a Kiwanis club with parents, and I say that, and they're like, oh, my God. Oh, God. I go to a junior high school or a high school, and I say that, they all know.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you understand? It's like marijuana is like, come on. They've legalized it, so it's there.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
And then drugs. I mean, why do you think they're doing fentanyl like candy?
Yeah,
why do you think they make? It's the same thing.
A lot of people are dying from that.
Who's over the age of 25 smokes cotton candy vape?
Yeah,
that's for the kids.
Yeah.
Do you understand? I got cotton candy vape. I got lemon.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like that's so you smoke that and then you end up smoking cigarettes. You end up smoking pot.
Yeah. A lot of people smoke it just because of the taste. Don't realize.
But what I'm saying is, those are for the kids.
Yeah.
There's not. I don't see too many grown-ups.
Much less.
Like, give me the kid.
All the kids are using those vapes.
Right. Yeah. And so,
not wrong.
but it's all a trap, and it's like right now drugs are like so rampant.
Yeah.
And
man.
It's amazing. They talk about the homeless problem, and one guy, I'll build 1,000 houses. So what? You get a dope fiend, you put him in a house, he's still shooting dope.
Yeah.
You get a schizophrenic, you put him in a house, he's still a schizophrenic.
Yeah.
And
you need to help.
when Ronald Reagan closed all the mental health facilities, all the people that were in those facilities, that's when the homeless problem downtown grew up.
Nowhere for him to go.
It
They
blew
just put
up.
him in Skid Row.
So every time any state goes to where people are broke and people are not in mental hospitals, they come to LA.
Yeah.
It's the best place in the world to be homeless.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, we've toured through the world, and there's more homeless people I've seen here than really anywhere.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And we work. My sister works for homeless health care. They pass out, they pass out a lot of help drugs. I work for Western Pacific MedCorp. We detox heroin addicts. 9/10 of them are from
homeless people and things like that.
From downtown. It's you go down there. It's like, hey, you want to get clean? Yeah, I got it. Because if me and you lose our job, okay, we know how to go get another job.
Sure.
We know how to. Well, shit, I got to feed my family. Hey, would you like me to mow your lawn? We know what to do. There's people down there that don't even know they're homeless.
Right.
Yeah,
that's
just
real.
the way of everyday life,
Yeah. And it's like, so for me, it's not about building 1,000 houses. It's about building medical facilities for
100%.
the mentally ill.
Yeah.
We have the biggest mentally ill
health
hospital in the world, the county jail. That's where they take them. And I feel sorry for the cops. I do.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for them have to deal with schizophrenia, with them have to deal with bipolar, with them have to, and it's like, they're not trained for that.
No, it makes bad situations.
Makes a bad situation worse.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure, man.
Because they'll be, okay, you're causing a disturbance, and they don't, it's like all of a sudden they go grab this guy, he hates me. Now he's assault. Mm-hmm. He was disturbing the peace, now he's assault.
Yeah, exactly.
But he didn't even know the guy was a cop.
Right, yeah. That happens too.
So it's like, it's really funny. So I hear him and I hear, it's like I talked to Karen Bass and we were on the same page. Man, let's get mental facilities.
Yeah.
You take mental facilities, you take 45 or 50% of the homeless out of there.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Help all those people.
And then you
really going through it.
Get detoxes. Go down there and we got, that's it.
Yeah.
Get rid of the cardboard boxes.
Yeah. It's like, it's grown so crazy, so out of control. It's such an amazing task now because there's so many. But it's like someone's, you got to do something that's going to actually help.
Yeah.
Sorry,
and it's not. I'm telling you, it's like it's if you put a schizophrenic in a house, he's still a schizophrenic.
Exactly.
For what? He'll be back on the street. There's people down there. They don't know they're homeless.
Right.
Yeah.
100%.
How is a guy walking around with no shoes and boxer shorts? And what do you think he's? Oh, let me go get a job.
Right.
It's like,
Yeah.
doesn't even know it.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a soapbox. Sorry.
No. We appreciate it. That's very real.
No, those are great. Real points and absolutely. I have seen too. Like you go speak a lot to prisons and inspire people, and I think that's I think that's so awesome, and it's just
that's the platform that the good Lord's given me. Because I can walk on any prison yard.
Yeah.
In the United States, I've done it.
Yeah.
And it's like, whoa, it's like I'm one of them. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And same thing with high schools. I've been to some of the worst high schools in LA. Yeah. And you can see teachers out there in the auditorium, stop, be quiet. They won't, everybody's yelling and screaming and throwing gang signs. Yeah. I walk out and it's not Danny Trejo, it's not me, it's the guy from Spy Kids, the guy from Heat, the guy from Desperado, the guy from Blood In, Blood Out.
Right.
The guy that's been in their living room. That's what they want to hear.
Seen it forever, for their whole lives.
That's meeting you several times. That's what I love about you is you meet, different people meet different influencers and stars and stuff, and some people have big egos, and you're such a humble, great gentleman. I think that's incredible, and I remember when I was I think it was 20 years ago now. I remember seeing on TV the Spy Kids. So that's when I first heard the name Danny Trejo.
Uncle Machete.
I was like, I want to go see that movie, and then I remember after I saw it, my parents were telling me about you, and then I know Robert Rodriguez did that movie, and I know up to this, I know that was a big role, and you had all these cool extra spots, and when that movie happened, and then you got the Machete role, to do this life changing, top of the mountain, I made it. What was that? What was that like with the relationship with Robert, and then also what with Spy Kids and that? Because I know the character Machete was born in Spy Kids, is the name.
Absolutely.
And what was that ride like up to that?
But it's funny because we talked about Machete. Antonio Banderas was the star actually of Desperado.
Okay, yeah.
But Antonio was from Spain, and we were filming in Mexico.
Okay. Yeah.
So different kind of dialect. Right. Spanish is very upper crest. It's really from Spain.
Yeah.
Sí, como no. It's kind of, and Mexico is more
I guess I've never. Do you know how to speak Spanish fully?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is
The Spanish from
Spanish
Spain
from
is more
Spain
proper.
is a lot
Yeah.
different than the
Okay.
Spanish from Mexico.
different dialect.
And so people kind of stayed away from Antonio. You know, now Selma, she's from Mexico, so she was right there, man.
Gotcha.
And then me, I'm walking around no shirt, and everybody's coming up and asking me for autographs, taking pictures. I remember Robert saying, "Hey, they think you're the star of this movie." I said, "You mean I'm not?" Yeah. I think I am.
Exactly.
And so we just, but
That's
my
awesome.
uncle came down from, my whole family came down from Texas, from San Antonio, and to visit me. And my uncle saw Robert and said, "Hey, who's that?" And I said, "That's Robert Rodriguez. You know, he's the director." "Hey, Robert." He calls Robert comes over, and my uncle, "Hey, say hello to your cousin." And we found out we were second cousins.
No way.
wow.
Didn't know it,
That's crazy.
you know, and I kept asking, "Come on, we're cousins. Give me a line."
Yeah.
He wouldn't give me a line, right? But that character stole the show.
Yeah, for
without
sure.
even saying a word.
I love
Yeah,
that
didn't
character.
need to.
And I'll never forget what he said. He said, "Danny, you say more with your expressions than actors do with a whole page of dialogue."
It's a fact.
You know? So, okay. So, and it's
I
funny-
feel like that if that character had a line, it would have taken away from.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it makes it so iconic.
And it was
No
so
one got
funny
it.
because everybody remembered that character.
Uh-huh.
And when Sony, we were having a Q&A, right? And people, "Danny, you didn't say a word, yet the character was so strong. Was that an actor's choice?" I said, "Absolutely." And then Robert almost gave me the finger. He said, "You bastard." You know. But, and that movie, from there, that's when we started talking about Machete. That movie.
Okay.
Man, he said, "I got a role for you, Danny."
Machete his idea of the character name, or was
Yeah,
that your idea?
no,
Okay.
no. But I was Navajas in that movie. But
Yeah.
when he started talking about, "I got a character for you, Machete. He's a federale that fights
Yeah,
with."
yeah.
I said, "Yeah, cool." And then when we did Spy Kids, we said, "Let's call him Machete."
Oh,
we did
no
Spy
way.
Kids,
Wow.
right?
So that
And then
idea was already there.
I remember
And then
seeing
we
the
did Grindhouse.
I remember seeing like the.
I remember
we did Grindhouse.
We saw Grindhouse.
We were in
they
the theater
needed
at-
trailers.
Yeah.
So we said, "Let's do a trailer." So we did the trailer to Machete.
That's so
Remember the one
cool.
riding on the bike with
Yeah.
the background going? That
before
was
the
awesome.
before the movie.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
when we came out of Grindhouse, everybody, we got to do that movie.
Yeah.
Robert said, "Let's do
Yeah.
it." So we
That's
did
so
Machete. Machete kills. He's scared to do the third one.
When you did,
Yeah.
when
where's
you
the third
did
one? Space.
that's a great question.
Oh yeah, where is the third one ever going to come out?
I
you
was-
think? Machete in
I was
Space.
Email Robert Rodriguez.
Yeah.
I was stop being a bitch.
I was curious because I know that there's definitely fans out there that love those
Everybody.
movies, and when it ends on the second one with Elon Musk and all that epic outro, it's just so cool.
Hey,
Yeah.
I
it's
had
the biggest.
Elon Musk.
Yeah, right.
All right. Get out there, Trejo.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's great. But so, what do you think has prevented that movie from being made?
Robert, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
'Cause I mean, even watching
Robert
this-
Rodriguez, I'm ready. Let's do it.
Even watching
that
this,
made.
I'm sure there's many investors, many people that
Hey,
would put.
email Robert Rodriguez. Say, "Let's do it, Holmes.
Exactly.
Stop messing around."
Sure, there's many investors that would want to put 20, 30 million to make this a reality. We got to do this.
Robert's doing another Spy Kids, and I ain't in it.
No way.
So when you love it. So when you were doing these movies, and it comes to Machete, and I know that like on other extra work and even extra work, friends of mine that don't have the biggest parts, but they're really cool. It's less work, like show up for 5 days or show up for 2 days. When you got the full script and it's like, okay, you got to work every single day. Was it first of all, was it a lot of work? Was it a lot of this might even help another actor out there prep? Was this a lot of work? Was getting all the lines down, getting preparing for your settings? What was that a challenge or no? How long did the prep take for you when you got the script?
I got to say, things aren't a challenge if you love doing them. If you
Okay,
love-
yeah.
If I absolutely love working. I love.
sure.
In fact, every one of these cars is here because I didn't work that week. You know what I mean? It's like, so my agent, he keeps me working, I'll buy another car. You know, 3 more here and 2 in the shop, you know. And so it's like, the good Lord has let me do what I love, and I get to love what I do. You know what I mean? And so I'll do anything. I'll play a tree, you know, give me more money if you're going to put fruit on me.
Yeah.
You know? But it's like, so the challenge isn't so much doing it. The challenge is like getting it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I'm ready for whatever you want to do. I when we did Machete, that was just so much fun.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
That was just so much fun. I did a movie called 6 Days, 7 Nights. We did it in Kauai. I got to stay 3 months in Kauai, and I only worked like 15 days.
That's beautiful.
So I took my ex-wife, I took my friends, I bought them. We all it was like a vacation.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Everywhere I go, it's amazing because I've been to all the places I studied in school.
Yeah.
You know, the Amazon jungle. Mrs. Finley, crazy about the Amazon.
Wow.
And I'm in East LA. Who gives a shit? I can never remember. Every time she started talking about the Amazon, I go, blah, 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 blah. And so, you know what, 40 years later, and I'm on the damn Amazon jungle.
Yeah.
And
that's
Cube, Jennifer Lopez, they're all asking questions. That crazy lady taught me shit I didn't even want to learn. They'd ask questions, and I know the answer. Cube says, hey, Danny, I thought you were a gangster. How did you learn all that shit? I lied. I said,
Yeah.
Well, you know what? When I was in the pen, I read a lot. That's a lie.
Yeah.
And I felt Mrs. Finley, I swear to God.
Yeah.
To grab myself. Yeah, I felt her.
Grabbing your sideburns.
Yeah, shit. And then she was real. She was like real, what do you call it? Like real, she'd talk like this. You know,
yeah.
You know, dramatic, right? And so she would always say, and at night, children, the stars in the sky over the Amazon are overwhelming. She'd go like that. Now I'm the what do you call it? The scene that I'm doing, I was by myself, and the director wanted to shoot it with natural light at dusk.
Yeah.
So I'm going to work when everybody's coming back. I'm in this huge yacht with just me and the crew for the ship, right? And I go there. I don't come back till like 10:30 at night. You know what I mean? But it's already dark.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
know? And I'm at the front of the boat. I'm like this. I'm looking up, and the crew's right there. They're doing whatever they do. And I stood up and I screamed, "Hey, Mrs. Finley, you're right. The stars are overwhelming." And I swear to God, I could hear her laugh.
Yeah.
Right? And the crew all come running out. ¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó? You all thought, nothing. I'm just talking to Miss Finley. Leave me alone. But I'll never forget that, man. I could hear her laughing.
That's amazing.
So
That's
I don't know why I
cool.
said that, but
That was great. That was a great story, man.
I love it. I love that story.
Love that.
And you know, just keep it on pushing. So to stay fit and stay healthy, what's your, you know, what do you do every day? Do you work out every day?
yeah, I work out every chance I get.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I can't sleep. I had to put a gym in my house because I would go to, I'd go to 24-hour fitness. I go at 2:30 in the morning, and people would be waiting.
Oh, man. Yeah.
And so I'd sign autographs. And it's not, I do it, I sign that day. But
course.
it's hard to do your set with somebody waiting.
You're trying to keep it
You know,
going and
trying
then
to
feel
wait
that
because
pressure.
you're, and so I just had to wait a minute. So we just put a gym here, and then that way I can't sleep good. I'll just go work out.
Yeah.
You know?
That makes
Wake up
sense.
in the morning and work out.
Get up.
Speaking of being here, out of all your cars, what is your favorite one? And what was the
In 1965, I was arrested by the feds.
Oh,
I
man.
sold them 4 ounces of pure sugar, and
And they still took you down for it.
they were very angry.
Yeah.
And they took me from North Hollywood to the Federal Building downtown in a 1965 Buick Riviera.
Nice.
And that was what they had, right? Brand new. And it was like, this guy was supposed to be a dope fiend, the guy anyway. So, but I remember on the floor, this guy's kicking, you know, and I'm bleeding all over this carpet, right?
Yeah.
And I'm dumb. Hey, I'm bleeding all over your fucking carpet. You know? And he shut up. And then they got up the federal building, and they realized they don't have a statue for bunco sales.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they don't.
Right.
Feds don't have one.
Yeah.
It would be a grand theft, and they wanted to give me a drug thing. That would be 3. I'd be cooked forever.
Man.
So they took me back to North Hollywood, beat me all the way back, and then locked me up in North Hollywood. So I went to court, and they kicked it out of the federal courts twice.
Whoa.
And then I was in state court, and in state court, they got my crimey to say, you know, hey, I'll testify against you if you don't plead guilty to a bunco sale. So I pled guilty to sales in lieu of narcotics. I don't even know that's what that is, but
Interesting.
But the state gave me 10 years. So
Wow. Man.
Bless you.
thank you.
Bless you.
And when I got out, Jesus, it's so funny, man. Somebody killed a guy that sent me to prison.
Oh wow.
And they said, you know, they immediately snatched me up and took me downtown. And my parole officers, he didn't do it.
Yeah.
You know, when they found this guy, I was with the parole officers. I didn't do it. I
Right.
knew I was trying to help other people and do good and whatever.
course,
In
yeah.
fact, I picked this guy up, the guy that put me in prison. I picked him up hitchhiking,
Oh, wow.
you know, and he said, "Are you gonna kill me?" Nah, shit, you're dead. I could. He had that. What do you call it? That skin-eating disease. That
Ooh.
you know where.
I know what you're talking about. I've seen that.
Smelled
Yeah.
like rotten meat. I took him and dropped him off. You know, I couldn't. Shit, he was dying, but somebody had to kill him.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Man.
It's a dirty game.
It is.
It's a dirty
Yeah,
game.
For sure.
A lot of things to overcome. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How did you? She's always so sweet and so kind and such a great person. How did you meet Gloria and your agent been working with her? How did you guys meet and how long have you guys been working together?
Who was
For
it?
people that don't know, Gloria is Danny's manager, just a very sweet soul.
There's an actor. Oh, he's on one of them TV programs. But God, I can't think of his name. Oh my God, Anyway, he was with Gloria. He was with Gloria's agency. He took me, Rafi, the agency, and Gloria was working there. And the guy didn't really want to deal with me, you know. So he gave me to Gloria.
What year was this?
Huh?
What year was this in?
God. Well, I don't know, 30 years back, 19. I've been with Gloria about 30 years.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
You know, and Gloria took me that she said she was leaving that agency, and I was going to stay? I go, hey, you're the one getting me work. I'm with you. You know,
Yeah.
shit. You know?
Yeah. That's great.
And so I went with her, and I just blew up. You know, and I'm still going. You know, I got a couple other movies coming.
Yeah, what is currently all happening?
I got work till March. In March, I do a film called Fast Pitch or
Okay.
Nice.
something,
Cool.
a baseball movie.
Very
You know?
cool.
I say, don't these people know I'm 78? But so we're playing like in this baseball movie. That's going to be kind of cool. And
That's cool.
That's awesome.
I'm practicing throwing and
That's cool.
and then I did 1521, which was when the Spanish tried to conquer the Philippines.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I've heard about that a little bit. That's interesting.
You'll be baptized or we'll kill you. You know, and it's the same thing they did to Mexico, the same thing they did to California. Really, I love the history of California. And then the Native Americans helped us build all the missions.
Yeah.
They don't say, or else we'll kill them.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I forgot that part.
They left out that part.
Yeah.
And so the Catholic Church has a lot of schmut.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah.
I'm doing that one. I was in the Minions. God, I can't believe it. I was
That's
a
awesome.
cartoon character in the Minions.
Yeah.
Everybody in the world recognized me.
Right. Yeah.
I thought
for
one of
sure.
the coolest things. I loved your spot in SpongeBob.
Yeah, that movie, that was awesome.
Diablo the Pirate.
Yep, that was
Yeah.
great. We just watched that the other
man.
day.
Doing like so many movies, is it like hard to remember like some of the stuff you've done because you've done so much, so many people.
I'll be in a weird country, right? And I'll be in a weird country. I'll be watching TV and hey, I'm in this, and I'm speaking German, something or some Arabic, some weird. I don't, but I can remember my lines, and they weren't those. But it's funny how what movies do. I was in the airport, and I forgot where I was going. This little kid, there's a family from Salvador somewhere, I don't know. And this kid starts saying, "Mama, el diablo," and that means the devil. And I'm looking at him, and the mom goes, "No, amigo, no, it's el diablo." And I said, "No, señora, jugué el diablo. I played el diablo in SpongeBob's Squarepants." And I told her, and she says, "Sí, yo sé, pero no habla." He didn't talk.
Oh, wow.
And he was like 8 years old.
Yeah, wow.
And so, but I guess
Like
he just didn't have nothing to say. I don't know, but
he recognized you and he was like,
el diablo, and I
That's
seen
so
me,
cool.
and I'm just, it was like, I couldn't believe it. And I walked away and think, boy, God, you sure show up weird places, you know what I mean?
yeah.
And it really like touched me.
Yeah.
And I've had some experiences like that would just like, blow people's mind.
Oh, man, I bet.
And so it's like every time somebody claps or something, I just say, yeah, you're not clapping for me, you're clapping for what God's done for me, you know what I mean? Because I can remember when I wasn't a nice person,
Fair enough.
and I never want that guy to show up,
Yeah.
and people say, well, how do you get into a character? I says, I don't have to get in that character, I just got to remember, and I see actors that have to stay in character. That scares me. That's because I do it. I got to get out of it quick. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I've snatched a couple of actors that, hey, pass the damn son. Hey, you know what? You better talk right, punk, or I'll beat the shit out of you. Because we were at lunch, Holmes.
Exactly.
But they gotta
chill out.
It's a movie.
Yeah, for real.
God, in fact, I had a T-shirt one time that said, "Relax, it's a movie." God, the only one that didn't like it was the director.
Yeah, of course.
I love it.
What would you say out of all your roles? What would you say is your favorite one that you've done?
I gotta say that I did that movie in Heat because it was so. I mean, Robert De Niro, Val Kilmer,
Absolutely.
God, John Voight, it's like unreal, man.
Amazing movie.
These were all the guys, and
Robert De Niro is just a legend.
Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
I had a death scene with him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had a death scene that they've called iconic. And I asked, me and Robert were like sitting there, and he goes, "How are we going to do this, Trejo?" And I said, "I don't know, Bob. What do you think?" I called him Bob. He said, I think you're already dead. I think you're dead. I think you got just enough. Just enough. You got just enough. Beg me to kill you." And then he said, "What do you think?" For a split second, I was, it's not how I see it, Bob. But I go, that's
right, yeah.
It's Robert De Niro. I would say no.
Right.
And so when we did it, it just became iconic.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody refers to that. I've heard directors say, no, like Trejo in Heat, and it was funny because my daughter, that's the only death scene she can't see. And I said, "What's wrong with you, man? You've seen me die and through it." "Yeah, Daddy, but that's the way you lived." And she knows my, I guess you're right. You know what I mean? And that's the way I was.
Are you
supposed to
working on
die.
any projects, or have you with your own kids on any
My
projects?
son Gilbert, he just got in the DGA. He directed
Awesome.
me in a film called From a Son, and they're
Okay.
just editing it now. And it was the best work I've ever done. The only movie
When
I've
does it come
actually
out?
cried in.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
They're redoing. They'll see what we do.
Yeah.
But it was so funny because, I was at a crying scene. I'd do it like John Wayne. Yeah. Like, but he kept showing me pictures. Like, hey, Dad, remember this when I was 4? Yeah, remember this? Remember Danielle? Remember Danny Boy? All these things. Yeah. So when we did this scene, the actress, Natasha, I think her name was. Mm-hmm. But I asked her, we're dragging, we're looking for my son's body. And she says, I asked her, did you kill my son? Because that was his lover, they were shooting dope together. And she goes, no, I loved him. He was my only friend. And she started, I lost it. I had nothing made, like a booger cry.
Yeah.
And I couldn't stop. And I had to, and it was like, when I looked at when he said cut, and I looked at all the crew, they were all crying.
Yeah,
and
I'm sure.
And he came up, he says, boy, nice acting. I go, fuck you. Because I realized what he did.
Yeah, he got in your mind.
God, he got me in my mind about all my little babies.
Yeah, exactly. Got you all emotional.
And that's on film.
Wow.
Cut some of that, will you, kid? Come on, cut the boogers out.
That'll be your new iconic scene. You got the iconic death scene, now the iconic cry scene.
What a genius. And now he's a director.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah.
He did a video that went unbelievable for Starcrawler, his band.
Okay,
and it's amazing, man. And it's like me and
he plays music and stuff too.
No, he plays the guitar too, and he sings.
I think we played a show with them.
But his whole thing is
did we play a show with them?
I think we played a show with them in Las Vegas one time, which is interesting. Before I even knew,
Yeah.
and then I saw it afterwards, and
he does. He had a
we
band.
did because
we totally did.
He had a girlfriend, right?
His girlfriend is Arrow.
Was she singing as well?
Starcrawler, and he is unreal.
So
She's
we
unreal.
did
Great
play with
band.
your son.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome.
great band.
That's cool.
He is so cool.
Just finding this out right now.
He's like he had a band called the Dead Reagan Tour.
Oh, cool.
And I remember when they were doing that, I bought a bus because it was too much trouble to rent 3 vans.
So much.
We went up and down LA, California. It was
That's awesome.
Cool. And but he was doing these music videos. He did one with me and David Hasselhoff in it.
That's so cool.
And he was like amazing, right? And anybody that can handle me and David Hasselhoff, like, and he was just, God, man, it was unbelievable. Got us to do everything. And
that's super cool.
so I'm really proud of him. I'm proud of my daughter. She just works. What does she do? Manages 2 offices.
Oh, nice.
And my son, Danny Boy's a gamer.
That's awesome.
Works. They're all doing great. Man.
That's super cool, man. That's great.
And they all went through their trips,
Yeah, of
drugs,
course.
and
Everyone does.
thank God they knew where to go when it was time.
Yeah.
Mario, like I said,
They got you.
I met Mario in 1991.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I was doing Blood In, Blood Out. He was a resident of San Quentin.
Okay.
And I met him, talked to him about staying clean. He came out of the joint. I ran into him about 8 years later. And that was 91. And he was working in drug abuse, so was I. And then he got sick and needed a liver transplant. So he got a liver transplant, but he kind of lost everything. So I said, move in, man. Take care of my stuff, So
Awesome.
8.5 years ago, he saved my son's life.
That's awesome. Amazing. Wow.
Yeah. That's great.
And
it all
it's amazing the way
keeps
God
going.
works.
Yeah.
Give blessings.
real.
Give blessings. Inspire others.
Yeah.
Makes the world a better place.
Absolutely.
Always.
And you're telling you when you tell these moments about inspiration, like these blessings that happen. It's like I noticed for my brother and I, we just we work hard to work at our craft, to work hard to help and inspire others, and it's not about ego to us or going more big or more famous. It's about inspiring people, inspiring others that you could grow to be whatever you want to be, and you can make your dream happen. And that's it's interesting. Those you're telling you. I see the pattern you're saying. It's like these special things will happen to us at the least unexpected time. Like, oh, there's this huge show we got. Oh, we get to do that movie thing. Oh, and it's I really feel like things happen for a reason, and
Everything.
and
In God's time, not mine.
Right.
And it's so
interesting.
funny. It's like ego is ego, edging God out. That's ego. And when I run on
that's
ego,
real.
I got no God.
Yeah, no one-
And you see it. You see people miserable, and they're standing there like, "Oh, I'm this shit." No, you're like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's always
A lot of people they think they're humble, but really I don't know I don't know what the word is, but humble isn't something that you are. It's something that you do.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Action
Something that
show,
you do
stronger than words.
exactly. You know what I mean? It's like you can't be a dick and be kind to people.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You
100%.
got. It's like, hey, I want to be kind. I would. It's so funny. It's like I'd rather be happy than right. Because every time I'm right, everybody hates me.
Right.
Yeah, you're dead fucking right.
Yeah.
And, and being happy, what makes me happy is helping other people. That's what makes me happy. Man. When I see joy in people's life. I remember we were giving out toys. I was dressed as Santa Claus, and this kid, I'd never forget him, but 14 years old, he's trying to be hard, right?
Yeah.
I'm passing out all these toys. He's standing back, looking at me, like checking me, see what I do, and he goes, "Hey, it's Santa." And I go, "What do you want, Holmes?" He says, "There's a family back here, man. They don't got nothing. Why don't you go give them some toys?" I said, "Orale, come with me." Went back, there was a garage, and there was an immigrant family. They were here illegally, right? And the mom and like 6 kids, and I knocked on the door, they opened, the kids were nuts, man. And we were passing them out toys, and so one little girl didn't want a toy. She just wanted to touch Santa. It was like so. She's like, no. She's like, just. And I go, "Man, thank you, Jesus, thank you, man, thank you. You just made my Christmas."
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And Michael was saying you got a dog that one of your new dogs was wrapped around a telephone pole or
Yeah,
something.
no, she was tied to a tree, and it said,
man.
"Please give me a good home." And I
wow.
think she's a pit bull. I think they had her in an apartment or something. I don't know, but she's like, she can't be still. She's like,
Oh, yeah.
just like puppy, right?
Yeah, for
and
sure.
I had just put my my golden retriever down because he was like 15 years old. He was old, and I won't put a dog down until they start like crapping on themselves and peeing, because now they're embarrassed.
Right.
They're like hiding, and so the people came and put him down. Well, Duke, my pit bull, they were inseparable. Those two were inseparable because the other 2 dogs are small, and these guys just played all day long.
Yeah.
And so when and Liam was gone, Duke was going around the house,
no, it's so
around
sad.
the yard looking for him. Wow. Every day I come, oh man. So then Kim called me and said, "Danny, I found this beautiful dog, man. It's got a note on him. Please give me." I don't know, bring him. It's a little pit bull like this big, but just, we let her out in the backyard. She just started running and so Duke took after her, right? They picked up a rope and he started fighting over this rope, just pulling. The little dogs hate her. You know what I mean? Because she'll run by and then they'll bite her and she'll keep running.
Yeah, those little dogs or something.
And because they're old, they're all like 12.
Yeah.
Duke is still like, he'll play all day long.
Right.
So it worked out just the way it was supposed to. I was supposed to have that dog.
Yeah.
And Liam, he's happy because Duke's happy.
Yeah. That's great.
I love your shirt, and for everyone that's watching. So, I love Trejo's tacos. So a question that I wanted to ask was I love Mexican food, and wanted to know how it started, but also the salsa at Trejo's Tacos is one of my favorite salsas of all time, and I was curious who created the recipe and how Trejo's got started.
The salsa was like my mom's, and then we took it from there. We took it from there and made it. You got to remember that in a Mexican family, they start eating chili, and it's like it's a contest. It's like you lose your teeth over it. It's like, my dad would he'd son, don't eat this for men. Yeah, ruin your dinner. You know what I mean? And so we had to like tone everything down. A lot of the recipes are my mom's, but you know, in the 50s, manteca, more lard. You know, it's like, you know, and so we had to take all the stuff out that wasn't healthy.
Gotcha.
But try to make the taste the same, and we did pretty good. It's
Yeah,
like,
no, for
you know,
sure.
down hard Mexican food eaters love our food.
Yeah, it's great, and it feels healthy
Always
and
get
clean.
5 stars, and we've always, you know,
Absolutely.
and the good Lord let us stay open because we fed everybody during the pandemic and the riots. We fed the cops.
Right.
They couldn't believe. 2 weeks ago, I was driving down Sepulveda, and whoom, 2 rollers pull up, and they're looking at me, right? They go, "Hey, Trejo, yeah,
Right.
you fed us during the riots, man. Thanks, home. That was cool."
I love it.
All right,
yeah.
they took off.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
So they're all right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
good.
awesome.
Always paying back. I love the donuts too. Those are my favorite donuts in LA. I tell people all the time, it's like the dough has such a specific flavor. It tastes
God.
like pan dulce or like concha
yeah,
or something like
yeah.
that. Like
You know
that's,
what? Hey.
it's amazing.
A warning: don't eat more than 2 pineapple fritters, or you will need rehab. I'm sorry. God, man.
I know those things are crazy.
It's like unreal. The
Yeah.
pineapple fritters are like
Yeah.
absolutely delicious.
Yeah, those are some of my favorite ones there too. Yep.
How was the restaurant like born when it was created? Like,
It was, you know what, it was again, it's like I was doing a low budget movie for a director who needed a lead, you know, needed a lead.
yeah.
And he said, "Will you do this?" And I was going to wait for this other movie, and Gloria, my agent, said, "This might be something good, Danny. You ought to go for this," you know. So, okay, so we did a favor for this director. Turns into a trilogy, badasses,
Gotcha.
badass
I
on
love
the
those
bayou.
movies.
And everybody, I mean, it's
Yeah,
like,
they're great.
and so I said, "Okay, let's do it." And then on it, we met Ash Shaw, who was one of the producers.
Okay.
And he saw that I like good food. I won't eat processed food. Low budget movies, sometimes they go down and get 50 jacks.
Sure,
or,
yeah.
50 MCs. And, I can't, 70 years, 78 now, but
Fair enough.
I got to like eat good. I eat
Yeah.
good. So he's, "Danny, why don't you open a restaurant?" Because he knew about the restaurant business. I said, "Trejo's Tacos."
Yeah.
And just
Perfect.
joking. And at the end, when we were doing Badass on the Bayou, he brought a business plan. And he handed it to me. I looked at it, and no killing in the first page, so I just gave it to Gloria.
Yeah.
She said, "No brainer." It's a no brainer. It's like they're not asking for 50 grand up front or 100 grand up front. Or they want to do partners with you.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
perfect,
And
That's how we got 4 restaurants, 5.
Beautiful.
We had 6, but we closed 2 of them during the pandemic because
Gotcha.
the buildings closed.
Sure.
Not because
Right.
but the buildings closed, and then
Couldn't be open.
And so
are they just in LA or is there
in Los
other?
Angeles, we're opening up one that's going. What we're doing right now in Detroit,
Very cool.
and we're doing that kind of like the House of Blues. Have a nice restaurant, but a venue.
Yeah,
On
that would
it.
be great.
So you could go to dinner, go to see a venue, and so.
That's
It's gonna
super
be
cool.
great.
Yeah.
I got a record label, so
Yeah, that's
I'll
perfect,
be there.
man.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah. And
Great.
I want to do it like a venue, but have a dance too. You
Yeah.
know, be able to
That's awesome.
Absolutely.
be able to dance. I love to dance, and my singers.
Uh-huh.
I got Tara New, Amora, and Coda the Barber, and God, man, Baby Bash, Trish
Yeah,
Toledo, Frankie J. I got the people that sing the oldies. I call them soldies.
Yeah.
Because they're new, but they have that vibe.
Exactly,
yeah.
That beautiful vibe. We're not
Love
killing
that.
cops, and we're not beating bitches.
Yeah.
It's like, so I mean, rap is a great. I like Baby Bash rap. Baby Bash
Yeah.
will rap, but it's not like violent. It's not like killing this. It's not
Right.
beat them down. It's not. It's a romantic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Baby, you ain't never lied. My love for you won't never die.
Yeah.
Like that. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
You're the only one keep me satisfied. Late night dates with candlelight. That kind of stuff. I like that kind of stuff. I don't, but whatever sells. And like I said,
Right.
it's like one of my singers wanted to do that. I said, I'm not going to do it. So, she left. But I still got Amora, and they love soldies. I got one that
that's
sings
great.
like Celine Dion, right? Tara. I got the other one, Amora, that sings like Selena. You know,
Yeah.
so it's like just I love it.
Yeah, that's super cool.
And you know what? As quiet as kept. Coda the Barber sings like Richie Valens.
Oh wow,
He got Richie down, man.
that's super cool.
And that was a hero of mine.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
us
awesome.
too. We grew up watching La Bamba all the time.
Yeah, it's great. Great movie. The being the inspiration podcast. If there was a lot of incredible inspirational moments. If to tell everyone in the world one inspirational thing that might help them get by every day or in life, what would that special Danny Trejo legendary advice be? Words be? If you had to say one thing.
I used this saying once, and I said, "God don't make junk." And this little kid was interviewing me for Blue Boy magazine. It's like a gay magazine, right? They asked, would I be interviewed? I said, I'm not gay. I said, it's okay, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So
Fair enough.
I was interviewing it, and this kid was I could tell he was scared and he wasn't sure, and he kind of asked me, he says, what would you do if your son was gay? And when he said that, I knew he had some pain, you know, and all I could think of was, you know, I'd love him. What are you talking about? He said, God don't make junk. I don't know where I got that from, but it just, you know, God don't make junk. And he started to cry. I said, hey, and then he said, I wish his dad, you know, because, you know, especially in Mexico, we want macho. And bullshit. You know what I mean? It's like all of us, everybody in the world, every dude in the world has a streak of lavender going down their back. I don't, because it's your mom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We all got that. And some people got a bigger streak. That's all.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, this is what I want to be. So it was like really, it was hard for me to talk to this kid because I felt his pain.
Right.
You know, like my dad. My dad wanted, you know, I wanted construction. And he said, come on, man. I want to learn how to work smart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The problem was that the only thing that wasn't work was drug dealing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I would have had a mentor, Gilbert was my mentor, that knew something else, I probably would have done something else. And I'm not blaming my life on Gilbert. I thank him. You know, I remember when he tried to make amends. He said, you know, Danny, I'm sorry for ever treating. I just shut up, man. If you didn't, man, I'd be watching the news right now, going to bed at 9.
Yeah.
You know, and being mad, and it was like I didn't want that life. And but everything I did got me to where I am.
Exactly.
So it was almost like, Danny, you've got to go through this to be this. I don't want to say inspiration, but to be this
You really are an inspiration,
example.
though. Yeah.
To be this example. Yeah. And the people that listen to me are people that are in trouble. So it's kind of cool.
It's and thank you again for having us here. It's
Thank you,
an honor.
man.
You know,
God.
Danny is
Thank you.
you know, a real life a superhero to us of inspiration.
The Black Oxygen Inspiration Podcast is sponsored by Black Oxygen Bangin' Barbecue Sauce. Makes your taste buds sing. Order it now at blackoxygenmusic.com.
Don't barbecue without this.
Much love.